Hey, it's Andrew with Car Camp Central. If you're looking for a premium dash camera with great video quality and 360-degree rotation, Vicovation's Opia2 should be your top choice. We're also expecting great reliability as it uses capacitors and has a temperature limit of 167 degrees Fahrenheit, 75 degrees Celsius. Vicovation also has a good history of making dependable products. Normally, I save disclosure for the end, but I was given a lot of equipment from Vicovation. Rest assured, I will never let a third party take editorial control or take payment for a review. With that said, let's get into the details. The Opia2 was released in May 2016 and priced in September at $250 American, not including optional accessories like the GPS or circular polarizer. Vicovation did a great job with engineering, and there's a lot to like. It has great video quality because of its class-leading hardware. It's heat resistant to 75 degrees Celsius, partly because it uses capacitors, not lithium-ion batteries, which comes in handy for parking mode, which is automatically activated if you stop for 5 minutes. It can also turn 360 degrees to face the side or the rear of your vehicle. There are a few drawbacks which are noticeable for a premium camera. If the Opia2 doesn't record because of a failed SD card, it's hard to know there's a problem. It lacks Wi-Fi, which some people find helpful in transferring files. The optional GPS is pricey and is another item to install. Let's look more closely at the construction. On the front, there's an f2.0 glass lens. I was somewhat disappointed that as a premium camera, the Opia2 doesn't use a larger aperture. Rotating it, you have a 2-inch LCD which helps control the camera and plays back videos. On one side of the camera, you have two USB ports, one for the GPS, the other for power. On the other side is the micro SD card slot. I find the matte plastic and the slight bulbous shape gives it a sophisticated look. When tapped, the material seems to be of an average thickness. Giving it a squeeze, it's fairly solid all around. Looking at the packaging, Vicovation did a great job with the design. It looks and feels like a premium product as you open it. I wish the cardboard was thicker for improved protection during shipping, but otherwise I have no complaints. The camera is housed in its own compartment with the usual LCD and lens protector. Below, the accessories were neatly packaged. You have a suction and an adhesive mount. To hold the camera, you can use the shorter arms or the larger quick-release holder. As well, a car power adapter is included, but I wish it was a separate charger and USB cable, which gives you greater flexibility to charge other devices. The manual was helpful and worth reading. It's not written in native English, but it's easy to understand. Moving on to installation, the process is simple. You don't need tools, and it takes around 5 to 10 minutes. You can either pick the suction mount, which makes it easy to move the mount between vehicles, or the 3M adhesive mount, which has reduced vibration and superior holding power in hot and cold conditions. To hold the camera, you can use the smaller arms or the larger quick-release bracket. You can easily switch between the two by loosening the nut to disassemble the mount and swapping out what you need. I tested the camera in each configuration and I only encountered one problem. On my Honda Fit, the suction mount and arm combo could not be properly installed because of the sloped windshield. I had to install it backwards to get it to work, but it couldn't turn to face the side windows. I would use either the 3M adhesive mount or the quick release holder with either mount instead. Both have the adjustability to fit a wide range of windshields from very sloped to the flatter windshield found in semi-trucks. If you use the quick release bracket, you can add a circular polarizer which is threaded onto place. Afterwards, to finish, just plug in the power cable and ideally route it around your windshield. Its 4-meter, 13-foot length helps its installation in larger commercial vehicles. I think most people will be happy with the stealthiness of the Opia2. It's not as wide as other cameras, and the black color draws less attention. The green color text and flare can draw attention, but using the quick release holder, you can make it less noticeable. If you purchase the optional GPS, you'll need to install it as well. Plug it in and route it towards the corner for the short cable version, or downwards onto your dashboard if you have the longer 200cm cable. Keep in mind, the GPS device is used to log your speed and position, not give you directions on where to go. There's also other GPS related features we'll talk about later. Next, let's talk about setup. Overall, it was fairly easy and the Opia 2 is ready to go out of the box, but you may wish to change a few settings like the time and date and format the SD card. Smartly, Vicovation has set the G sensor to off by default. Like other cameras, it's not useful as it's either overly sensitive and triggered by bumps in the road or won't react to anything. Navigating through the menu, there's nothing out of the ordinary. I'm going to focus on the few issues that exist. You read the manual for the full list of options. If you installed the optional GPS, there are additional options like forward collision and lane departure warnings. These are supposed to improve safety by helping you to drive safely, but I don't find it very effective. Even though I set it to turn on only at highway speeds, I found it gives far too many false positives and I quickly turned it off.
Warning, lane departure.
The camera can also switch between miles and kilometers, and you can choose if your location and or speed are overlaid onto the recorded video. For me, the most useful option was to set a highway speed limit to avoid getting tickets. The camera beeps at you if you go over to the set speed.
Warning, overspeeding.
Right now, you can only use kilometers, but I hope there will be a mile setting in the future. I do not think the optional GPS dongle at $40 is a good value for most users. Instead, I think the optional circular polarizer would be a better value. It greatly improves clarity under sunny days or at night with a lot of street lighting by reducing glare. When installed, you want to rotate the outer lens to adjust the polarization angle to best reduce reflections from your dashboard. You will lose some clarity at night because the filter cuts down on incoming light. The Opia 2 has great video quality, so it's not a problem unless you drive a lot in rural environments with little street lighting. The Vicovation brand filter costs $30, but you can use any reputable 52mm circular polarizer, which can be cheaper. Moving on, let's look at how easy it is to use the Opia 2 on a typical day. Like most dash cameras, it shares a few characteristics which include the camera automatically turning on and recording when it receives power. The startup is longer at 11 seconds, but it shouldn't delay you from leaving your parking spot. As well, it records on a loop where it overwrites the oldest files so you never run out of space. Let's talk about warning notifications, which help you identify when there's a problem with your dash cam. Your camera can fail as it's exposed to hot and cold temperatures and your SD card wears out over time. The Opia 2 was disappointing when it comes to error notifications. At first, I was happy they used a voice notification informing you that your camera was recording.
Recording started.
However, it does nothing when a failed or improperly formatted card is used. There's no message, and it's hard to tell there's a problem unless you notice the absence of a recording symbol or the green LED. Speaking of the notification light, it's placed in a poor location on the top half of the camera, which can be covered by the rear view mirror unless you lower the camera. If you're missing an SD card, the warning is better. There's an alarm, and you also see a persistent warning message. Moving to the orange emergency button, when pressed, it'll save at least the previous 30 and following 30 seconds of video. How much it saves is complicated, so it's explained in the article. Don't worry about how it works, it's a useful feature to prevent interesting or accident footage from being overwritten. My only issue is the location. While the button is easy to find, if you accidentally press the adjacent button, you'll turn off recording. The Opia 2 can rotate 360 degrees to film police encounters or interesting things on the side of the road, but this pulls on the wiring as Vicovation used straight, not right-angled USB connectors. You'll have to add some slack to your wiring if you want it to smoothly turn. Moving on, let's talk about video quality. The Opia 2 is one of the best cameras right now, which helps you capture license plates in hit-and-run accidents. The Opia 2 records at a maximum resolution of 2560 by 1440p at 25 megabits per second. These are large files. You get just under 3 hours on a 32GB microSD card. It is compatible with 128GB cards, which will give 11.5 hours of recording time. During the day, it's quite sharp and clear even with the foliage and changing details because of its higher bitrate. The Opia 2 has a good field of view which balances coverage with details. If you compare it against our $50 recommendation, the Opia 2 can better capture license plates of rapidly moving vehicles, which is useful in hit-and-run accidents. Against our $100 recommendation, the Viofo A119, quality is similar, but the Opia 2 is better in two ways. One, it has better dynamic range. It picks up details in the darker parts of the image. The second is during rapidly changing light conditions. It quickly readjusts the exposure compared to the cheaper camera. Now let's move on to nighttime video. The Opia2 does a fantastic job in both city and low light situations. It destroys cameras with older technology. Against our $50 recommendation, the Opia2 is way sharper and clearer under all conditions. Against our $100 best value pick, there are fewer differences. The Opia2 is slightly clearer and there's less distortion as the camera isn't pushed up against the windshield. Under very low light, it performs exceptionally well even against a camera with a Sony excimer sensor, which is known for its low light performance. Still, even with the camera being top of class, it's not able to capture license plates of rapidly moving vehicles at night. No camera is able to do that right now. Moving on to audio, listening to the microphone, the quality is about average to my ears. This is a test of the audio quality as we're driving on city roads. So this is the audio quality while driving on the highway. There is some background noise, but no annoying hums or whines. I also froze the camera at minus 20 degrees Celsius for an hour to test winter conditions. Once I plugged it back in, I couldn't detect any problems or delays as I've experienced with other cameras. I also tested the Opia2 to see if the focus is affected under hot temperatures. We placed it in our hacked thermal oven at 65 degrees Celsius for an hour. This is the first camera tested where I couldn't see any changes in this sharpness. Great engineering and manufacturing by Vicovation. The Opia2 also benefits from using capacitors, not lithium-ion batteries. These are used to store energy to safely shut down the camera after losing power, and capacitors are much better at handling heat. Vicovation rates the maximum temperature limit at 75 degrees Celsius, 167 Fahrenheit. This is higher than the vast majority of dash cameras. I think the Opia2 is a good choice for hot and humid locations. This also improves reliability when recording while parked, as temperatures can reach over 60 degrees Celsius in a vehicle with the windows rolled up and the air conditioning off. The Opia2 has a special parking mode, which is activated when no motion has been detected for 5 minutes by the G sensor. You can choose from 2 settings inside the camera. Smart motion detection only writes to the memory card when movement is detected. On high sensitivity, it did a good job ensuring everything was picked up while excluding smaller objects from triggering the sensor. I don't like that the Opia2 lacks buffered recording, which saves a few seconds of video before the motion sensor was triggered. It's useful to help capture the entire scene as no algorithm is perfect. Vicovation says it's not possible in the Opia2 because of a hardware limitation. The other setting is a smart time lapse, which takes a video every 1, 10, or 60 seconds. I found the time lapse useful when recording in very low light environments to ensure you capture everything, but otherwise the motion detection is more useful as you can also capture audio. During testing, I used the Vicovation Vico Plus device to hardwire my camera to my vehicle's battery. It also prevented my battery from draining as it has a voltage cutoff setting. I set mine to 12.2 volts, which only allows 30% of the total power to be used. Comparing energy efficiency against the well-known $350 Blackview DR650 GW 2CH, the Vicovation Opia2 lasted nearly double as long at 14 hours on a small vehicle battery. Overall, while I think the Opia2 is a good parking mode camera, I don't have the information yet to say if it's the best one right now. I'll be releasing more guides in the future. For now, you can read my extensive article on parked recording to learn more. Links in the description. So, the question is whether the Opia2 is worth $250. I think it is if you're looking for a premium camera that can easily rotate to face any direction inside your vehicle. It also has great video quality, heat resistance, and parking mode. My only major complaint is the lack of warning notifications, which I think is critical to any dash camera, especially on premium models. Vicovation says they missed this warning and they'll be releasing a firmware update in the future. With that, that's the end of this review. Hope you found it useful. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you want more, please subscribe. Thanks.